What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to talk about how to get your first $1,000 client.
So before we get started, just a couple housekeeping items. Down below, we're going to talk about some cold emailing strategies further in this video. So in the description right now, we actually are giving you our email templates that we've used to close multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of business. And it's actually based off of learnings from selling millions of dollars in services over our professional careers. Additionally, this is a new type of content that we're kind of piloting. So if you find this useful, be sure to come and build it in the comments down below so that we know to do more videos like this. And if you want more content like this, be sure to post questions in the comments as well so that we can be sure to answer those in future videos.
So how do we get our first $1,000 client?
Yeah, so the first thing, and this is going to be true for your first, your 100th, your 1,000th client that you work with, it needs to be an all hands on deck strategy.
Yep.
Not one channeled, not siloed. It needs to be a complete and total onslaught into the market, acting as if you're fighting against every other agency in the world, because you are.
When you're starting out, you're not a business owner until you get that first client, and even once you have one client, you're still not. You need a book of business.
Yep.
But you need to think of yourself as a salesperson above anything else. I'm a salesperson. I need to go out and get clients, whatever it takes, all hands on deck.
Yep. First and foremost, cold calling is always going to be the most converting platform that you can use. Yep. So go to yellowpages.com, pick a niche to go after for that day, maybe fitness studios, maybe retail stores, and don't stop calling until you have a number of meetings set up for the next few days, okay?
Yeah.
Not one meeting, not two meetings. You want to be calling as much as you possibly can until you have 4, 5, 6, 8 meetings. And from those, especially if you're a brand new agency owner, you should expect to close 1, maybe 2 of those.
Another tool, just use Google. Write your local area, city and state, and whatever niche you're gonna go after.
Yep.
Restaurants, ice cream shops, gyms, manufacturing companies, whatever you can think of, put it in Google, get a list, and do that before you start your day.
Yep.
Because now you're gonna come up, morning's gonna start, I'm gonna have a list of names, numbers, emails, what I can go after, and it's just boom, 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 hit the phones, send those emails.
Yep.
And you're gonna make connections. And if you're not making connections with people, not talking to people, not getting hung up on, not getting a no, you're not doing your job.
Yep. You should expect to get hung up on.
Yeah.
You should be expecting to get told that there's no need for agencies like yours. You should expect some rudeness. It's gonna happen, but the agency owners that are successful are the ones who don't let that faze them and keep calling.
Yeah. You need to have the mentality of liking hearing no, and not only that, but you need to also come into it that they're lucky to be speaking with you and that you really should be there. If you come in all timid and oh, is the business owner available? Oh no, sorry, no, I don't want to bother you. If he doesn't have enough time, just be confident, say who you are, where you're from, why you're calling, and who you want to speak to. Like you've been there before, like it's your friend, like you're calling up your buddy. Very confident, calm, and to the point.
Yeah, and if you guys aren't sure where to start with cold calling, there's a lot of great resources on the the internet that you can learn from. We do offer a course, SMMAhacker.com. In that course, we actually give you an entire playbook on how to make cold calling as painless as humanly possible. There's scripts to follow, how to get through the gatekeeper, handle objections, and get to those meetings booked on the calendar so that you can go ahead and close them. Another great channel, as Derek mentioned, is cold emailing, right? So for every cold call that you make, you should be finding that owner's email and trying to send them an email. Typically, if you know who the owner is, it's easy to find them, especially if you go to the website or anything like that.
Go to the About section.
About section, yep, it'll say, Cheryl started this company, or you meet the team or something along those lines. A lot of the times, the info at or the contact us page, depending on the size of the organization, might go directly to the owner too. So that might be a way to get through. I know that we've sent a ton of emails to info at or contact us at thecompany.com and gotten through. But a lot of the times it's just the owner's first name at thecompany.com.
Yep.
And you'll get through to them. So definitely if you are calling and you get a gatekeeper that you just can't get through, follow up with an email. I would say every cold call that you make, if you've tried that business twice, send an email, and then a week later send another follow-up email to that business, not expecting for them to get back to you on the first, second, or third email that you send. Again, we have systems that we've developed that we do talk about in the course that allows you to email hundreds of email addresses at once, how to actually put those lists together very quickly, and actually how to have automated systems do it for you. Maybe not something that you need to get that first client, but when you really start to aggressively grow your agency, there's a lot of strategies in the course that can help you be able to make a big splash very quickly for very low investment.
And you might be thinking, I don't have time to make cold calls. I work 9 to 5, or I work 10 hours a day. Well, that's not an excuse. We did that same thing. We had a 9 to 5 job. We were working, doing sales, cold calling every day for other companies, and we still made time to make this happen.
Yep.
So utilize before you go to work, 8:30, 8 o'clock, whatever. Utilize your lunch break. You can have your list, rattle off 10 calls while you're on your lunch break. Right after you get off work, after 5, when the secretaries are leaving, that front desk is leaving, the business owner is probably still there that you can contact. And then that's a good segue into what you should do after work. After the day's over, after you're done with your 9 to 5, you've made your cold calls in the morning, noon, evening. Now you can utilize things like email, utilize things like LinkedIn, Upwork, Facebook groups, and that's how you're gonna really take your business to the next level, or get it started by working that 7 p.m. to 1, 2 in the morning.
Yep.
When normally you're watching Netflix or whatever. You need to commit to this and make it happen.
Yep. For the first months that we were starting our agency, we didn't go to work a single day that either of us had a list to call over lunch. It was every lunch break, I was ducking out of the office, going and sitting in my car and dialing for dollars. So you gotta make that level of commitment to yourself. And then every Saturday and Sunday, Derek and I would text each other and we'd say, all right, it's email time. How many are we sending? 50, 100, okay, cool. We're not leaving this session here until those emails are out, and then we can go on and have our weekends. Close one of our biggest clients very early in our agency life because of that Saturday email, among a multitude of others. So there's no reason why you can't be making calls on weekends and making things happen for yourself, as well as after hours. If they have a need around social media marketing and you email them at 7:15 p.m., that's not going to matter. They're going to follow up with you right away, or as soon as they get back to their desk the next morning. As long as you're not emailing them at like 2 in the morning or something weird, they're definitely going to be responsive, but it's not going to be a roadblock.
Yeah. And the last thing we want you to do is look for that silver bullet strategy that's going to keep you from moving forward. So we have a link in the description of our template.
Yep.
And use it, change it, make it your own, but don't get hung up on it, because what's going to happen is you're going to send that message that's perfect that you spent hours crafting, and it's not going to be a good time for that person.
Yep.
Maybe they already talked to an agency and they've already lined up a strategy for 2019. Just get it out there, get in front of as many people as possible, and you're really looking for those buyers that it's a perfect time. Your message comes in, they were just thinking about social media marketing for 2019.
Yep.
Let's make the connection happen. And then the next 50 to 75 are not going to care, or whatever. So you gotta have a sense of urgency and not spend a ton of time dwelling and posting in groups and saying what's the best message for this, what's the best niche, what's the best that. Just pick a niche, any niche. Just blindly pick one.
Yep.
Write a list of 10 and go, that one. Okay, laundry mats, or gyms or whatever.
Yep.
Pick one, make a list, commit to it for at least 7 days. And just pound the phones, pound the emails, pound LinkedIn, Upwork, and just go for those.
Yep.
And you'd be shocked at what's going to happen.
And you need to think in numbers of 100 to 1,000, right? You especially with cold email where you're not getting them on the phone. Also true with cold calling. You need to be making 100 emails out, not 5, right? You need to be making 150 cold calls, not 10, right? You need to have thousands of activities going out every week to get to those deals that are going to close. So don't think in multiples of 5, 10, 15, 20. Think in multiples of 150, 300, 450, 550, right?
I like to think of like 500 to like make a dent in a specific segment in a very small town or a small area. 500 cold emails, cold calls, LinkedIn messages, Upwork applications. To make any kind of impact.
Yeah, Upwork's a good place to look as well. You can find clients very quickly. The only caveat is typically they are very low paying clients, and typically they aren't a ton of fun to work with. We found some great clients on there, but we've also had to fire a lot of clients from Upwork just because their expectations were unrealistic. They kind of leveraged the platform in a way that didn't really work that well for our model. So definitely something to be aware of, but definitely some place that you can look to find a client very quickly.
Yep. And you can get the email script in the description, but for LinkedIn and Upwork, there's two different spheres of kind of how you want to approach people. LinkedIn, short, sweet, gone. You don't want to pull a big list or every kind of feature and benefit of your service. You want to say who you are, a quick insight, and can we get on the phone? Very short and sweet. I'm talking 3 to 5 sentences maximum. I would say probably 3 to 4 at the very most. Upwork, it's a little different. You want to be detailed. You want to be specific about the project. Bring some insights to the table. Projects that you've worked on in the past, and if you haven't, talk about the space of social media and how it can impact their business, how you've seen other people impact the business, and specific insights to them that are going to make them think, oh, this isn't just a copy and paste message. This person actually looked at my website. They put me in likealizer.com to view my Facebook page. They checked out my Instagram. They're looking at what my engagement rate is. Am I mobile friendly? Does it show up well on a computer and a phone? Do I have bad Google reviews? Am I on Yelp or whatever? Just look into it and explain that in your proposal. And I was going to say Facebook groups as well. You can find, if you're actively involved in different Facebook groups, say it's like a Facebook ad group, and you're in there dropping value, tips. Sometimes you're going to run into business owners that are not social media marketing agencies. They're just a local hardware store, and you're very much into trying to run ads that are going to help your business. And I'm talking as if I'm the local hardware guy, and I've been running ads and I'm doing it myself, but wouldn't it be perfect if one of these gurus from the group reached out to me and offered services to take this off my plate? So Facebook groups are another way that you can make connections and kind of work your way in to get your first client.
Definitely.
And maybe you're saying, I don't have case studies, I don't have experience. That's fine. You can be honest with people. Like if you're reaching out to that business owner that is in a Facebook group, you can say, hey, I see you're doing X. I really think these types of ads would impact your business in a great way. I don't have a ton of experience, but I'm also not going to charge you a lot of money. And I think that we can partner together really well, and also give you a ton of service and high touch, because you're going to be one of 5 clients that I take on this month or something like that. And just the more practice that you get, the more times that you pitch people, you're going to get more confident, and that's not going to be a roadblock. So the fact that you don't have any clients, or maybe you only have 1 or 2, use whatever experience you have. If it's the fact that you've taken a course and you have a certification, that's the number one thing. I'm a certified expert. I don't have a ton of clients. I've got a full-time job and I just want to freelance and only have 1 to 3 clients right now. And that's going to set some urgency for them to work with you, because you only have so many spots available. So you're not this incompetent person that's never done this before. You've taken courses, you have a certification, and even if you haven't taken a course, if you've researched videos like this, you are going to be more experienced than the person on the other phone. So don't be intimidated to call these businesses and talk about social media marketing and talk about marketing, email, whatever services you want to provide, because you're going to know 10 times more than that business owner picking up the phone. Sometimes you're going to run into people that are wizards, that run their business, care about their marketing, and are sharks. But most of the time we see that business owners are focused on a very siloed piece of the pie, working the system that's always worked for them for years and years and years, and they're not even thinking about this top of funnel social media marketing strategy. Lo and behold, you come in. If you're young, doesn't matter. Sometimes it even helps you because you get it, you use it every day, it's part of your everyday life. So repetition, get out in front of people, and you're going to be successful to get that first client.
So once again, guys, comment build it down below if you found
Build
this video valuable. So definitely let us know. Grab that email script and let us know in the comments other questions that you guys have around SMMA. If you're new to the channel, we run a multiple six-figure agency. Our goal for this month is to grow to 50,000 monthly recurring revenue, which is not an unrealistic number for us. In December of 2018, we just had 35,000. So definitely know a lot about the sales, about the client acquisition, about service delivery. So let us know how we can help get your SMMA to 6 figures.